Yes, in the last class we have learned how to create our own exception, as well as we can rethrow our exceptions by using throws keyword, right? This is a very important question. For 5 marks it has asked Java's built-in exception. Okay, so in Java it consists of built-in exceptions. This built-in exception is also very important concept. Okay, inside the standard package java.lang, so you now came to understand why we are writing import java.lang statement whenever we are creating our programs, right? Inside the standard package java.lang, Java defines several exception classes. So the meaning of exception classes will resides several classes has been stored in java.lang folder. Okay, the most general of these exceptions are subclasses of the standard type, runtime exception. So these exceptions are subclasses. Whatever the exceptions, it is specified in these uh, classes or the subclasses of standard type, runtime exceptions. Since java.lang is implicitly imported to all Java programs, most exceptions derived from runtime exceptions are automatically available. So you are writing this java.lang package, it will most exception derived from runtime exceptions only, and it runtime exceptions are automatically available in your programs. Okay, furthermore, they need not to be included in any methods throws list. These list may not be included furthermore. Okay, because it is a some of the built-in exceptions are already available. Okay, in the language of Java, these are called unchecked exception because the compiler does not check to see if a method handles or throws these exception. These kinds of exception, whatever the exceptions you are defining for your methods, right, they are unchecked exceptions. Last we have seen throws new illegal exception, those are the unchecked exceptions. Okay, unchecked exception defined in java.lang are listed in this table. We will see what are the unlisted as well as unchecked exception available in your Java. It has been tabularized, we will see in that tables. Okay, list those exceptions defined by the java.lang that must be included in a method's throws list if that method can generate one of the exception and does not handle it itself. So whatever the runtime exceptions you have specified for this unchecked exception, that unchecked exception has to refers these language packages. That is why you have to specify the list. So while writing the main method, what I am doing, throws exception, otherwise the throws IO exception I'm writing, right? So likewise it has to, that method has to identify the particular type of exception. Okay, yes, these are called checked exceptions. These kinds of exception, whatever the method you are specifying with the list of exception, whatever the method you are specifying with the throws as with the list of exceptions, then these are called checked exception. We will see Java defines several other types of exception that related to these various class libraries, such as IO exception mentioned earlier. Mentioned earlier means in your lab program. Okay, don't expect this IO exception in your this chapter. Now we will see whatever the unchecked exception defined in java.lang. So this tabular you have to supposed to write, and hope you just at least minimal 5 to 6 exception you have to notify. First, it is arithmetic exception, 0 by error divided by j error, right? Something by 0, it is an arithmetic exception. So here the meaning has given arithmetic error such as integer divided by 0. Arithmetic error such as integer divided by 0. Next one is array index out of bound exception. Array index out of bound of exception means you are accessing the index value of out of bounds. So this meaning is already known. Array store exception. Assignment to an array element of an incompatible type. Suppose if you have declared the array variable as an integer, if you want to try to store the string, then it will give an exception as assignment to an array element of an incompatible type. Next one is the class cast exception, invalid cast. Okay, likewise some of them are there. Illegal argument exception. So already we seen here illegal argument exception, illegal access exception, right? You are creating, this must be exist. Illegal argument exception, this illegal argument used to invoke a method. Okay, illegal state exception, environment or application is in incorrect state. Environment or application, whatever the program you have developed, if these exception arise, is in incorrect state. Illegal monitor state exception, illegal monitor operations such as waiting on an unlocked threads. So system getting hangs, right? Why is that system getting hangs? As you have learned in your operating system. Okay, yes, so those kinds of an exceptions are illegal monitor state exception, right? Likewise index out of bounds exception, not as an array index out of bound, here the index, some type of index is out of bounds. Okay, null pointer exception, invalid use of null references. Security exceptions, please observe here, attempt to violate security. Number format exception, invalid conversion of a string to a numeric format. What is a number format exception? If you try to convert a string into a number, it is in a invalid conversions. These kinds of exceptions are arises. So hope you don't learn all these things, you just learn 5 things. One is arithmetic exception, array index out of bound of exception, array store exception, and number format exception, and security exception is enough. Okay, these 5 is enough. Okay, now some checked exceptions are there. These are unchecked exception, and now these are the checked exception. Class not found exception, class was not found. Class was not found in the sense, please observe, you have created the class with a but small a. Okay, while storing you are stored it as an capital A. Whether class is found? No. So that kind of unchecked exceptions are arises, and here illegal access exception, access to a class is denied, and likewise these exceptions are there, you just go through it. Okay, next, creating exception subclasses. Already we have learned this. This is one sample program related to your throw classes. Okay, there may be times when we like to throw our own exceptions. There may be a times when we like to throw our own exception, and we do this by using the keyword throw. By using the keyword throw, it is possible to create our own exception. Actually it is earlier your lab program in the old syllabus, but it is not there. I am explaining this program for your sake. Okay, but this question is asking, okay, what is the usage of throw keyword, or how to create your own user defined exception. This question is asking for 5 to 6 marks. So for this you just understand the concept. Okay, now let us see. I'm writing import java.lang.exception. I'm importing exception class which is reside in language package, and I'm writing that code for the importing in my program. Okay, class new exception. What is the name of a class? New exception. Extends exception, it is inheriting the features of exception. Okay, now I'm using the constructor, right? How I'm saying this is a constructor? By the class name we are creating the method. Here the string message I'm taking, here the super message is there. Why? Because it is inheriting the exception. Super method, what it will happens whenever the constructor is initialized, this is the base class through super class constructor will be initialized. Okay, now I'm writing this, the class new exception is the end. I'm writing one more class, the name of the class is test new exception. Okay, test new exception, it consists of a main method. Here I am declaring two variable, int m is equal to 5, n is equal to 2000. Int m is equal to 5, n is equal to 2000. Now we are writing try catch block. In the try block, I'm taking float o. Please observe here, I'm taking float o and I'm processing m by n in float. I'm casting this. Okay, I'm forcefully converting this number into float. This is the type casting. 5 by 5.000 something by 2000.0000, it will be possible. We are getting the value in the form of 0.0001, right? That will be stored in your O. Now I am comparing that value. If O less than 0.01, if the condition is true, then what you are doing? Throw new. You are creating your own exception. What is the name of exception? New exception, right? In the new exception, what you are supplying? Very small number. So you are creating the object of this class. Likewise also you can say, whenever you are creating the object, this very small number will be passed as a string message. This will be passed to the super message, right? And you have created your own exception. The name of the exception is new exception. Got it? And from this, what it will happens, we will see here. So the new exception has arisen. Here the new exception e, it consists of a new message, right? So here I am writing in catch block system.out.println new exception caught e dot get message. What is the e dot get message? What is the message it consists? It consists of very small number. It consists of very small number. What is the e value consist? Very small number. E dot get message. Get message is the built-in method. Okay, don't expect this get message is not exist here. Okay, get message is the built-in method. It will get the messages of e it consists of. Okay, finally this is closing. So what is the output you are getting? New exception caught. E dot get messages will print very small number, and finally this is closed. So that is your program. Now we will see one more program. Here one more program is exist. Here class my exception extend exception. I'm making the private variable constructor. For this private variable I'm assigning here, and I'm taking public string to toString method. Please observe here, I'm taking toString method. Okay, and here the string data type public is a keyword, and return my exception plus detail. Whatever the variable value is exist, it is a printing, right? We are calling this method, it will returns this. So here the toString method is ends, and here the my exception ends. You're writing class exception demo. Here it consists one more method. The name of the method is static void compute int a. Throws my exception. Throws my exception. My exception is your user defined exception, right? It has to catch this exception, right? And now I'm writing system.out.println called compute plus a. Whatever the a value you are supplying, according to the a value it will evaluate. You are writing one condition, if a greater than 0, it has to throw new exception of a. It has to supply a value, a will be passed here, and it will, whoever calling this method, it will be executed. Okay, system.out.println normal exists. In this both classes we are not having, yes, after this method I am writing the main method in that same class. After this method in exception demo, I'm writing the main method class, right? In main method class, try catch block I'm calling the compute method. Where is the compute method? Here. What is the value I'm supplying? 1. So this 1 will assign here, throws my exception. Automatically here int a becomes a 1, detail will assign as a 1. Okay, yes. Now I'm checking called compute 1, right? If 1 greater than 10, condition is true, false, right? If it is false, it will print, it skips this statement, it will print normal exit. Normal exit. Okay, now I am calling once again the same method by passing 20. So whenever I am passing a as a 20, this throws my exception. Automatically this constructor become a value as a 20. Here detail it as a stored to 20, right? So now I am checking, it is printing called compute of 20 greater than 10, condition is true, right? Then it is throwing new my exception. Immediately control will come here, and here it comes here, right? Public string to string. The public string to string is execute, yes. caught, here it will come caught my exception plus detail. What is the detail? 20. Okay, here the exception is caused and it will be catch here and it will display this value. Okay, finally it will display caught plus e value. Here the error is exist, right? That error is caught rethrown. Here the thrown value will be displayed caught my exception 20. So my exception 20 is of a string. Okay, and one more program. This is all for your understanding purpose. It is how to create your own exception. Okay, and here what is the name of the class? New exception extends arithmetic exception. Name of the class is exception extends arithmetic exception. Your new exception constructor super method. So it will pass the method to the, it will initialize the base class constructor, right? So here the class ends. I'm writing one more class, throw my exception. It consists of a main method, not a main method, public static void calci. This is the method I'm taking, and I'm writing throws arithmetic exception. If any arithmetic exception is identified, it has to be caught. It has to be catch. Okay. So now int x is equal to 15, y is equal to 5, z is equal to 10, and a try catch block. I'm writing in the try block if x equal to y, whether 15 equal to 5, condition false. It will skip. It will come here, right? M is equal to z into, what is the z value? 10. 10 into x minus 5. 15 minus 5. 15 minus 5, 10. 10 tens are 100, right? The value of M is 100. So if any error is identified, it will comes to the catch block. Here the catch block new exception is exist, and you are displaying caught my exception. System.out.println e dot get message. Finally, this finally is exist. Here the main method is exist. Main method also I'm identifying throws arithmetic exception. Okay, for throws, for this class I'm creating the object now. Please observe here. In this class only it is the continuation program. Here it consists of a main method. For the same class I'm creating the object t1. t1.calc, I'm calling the calc method. Here it comes, it will executes. Whenever it executes, it checks this condition is a false, it will skip, right? It will come here, right? And it will be executed. 10 into 15 minus 5, 10. 10 into 10, 100. The value of m is 100 will be displayed. Okay, if any exception is arises, it will be catch. Here caught my exception is executing because we are calling the method with throws new exception. Caught my exception is executing, and this is finally first it will execute, right? So if x is not equal to y, output would have been this one. If x is equals to y, then it will be this one. Okay, whenever x value equal to y means if I made y value as a 15, then once again what happens? Throw new exception, division by 0 error is possible, and it will be supplied here, and whatever the value is exist, it will be catched here, e dot get message, that is caught my exception, division by 0, and this is finally. So that's it. In this chapter, you have learned how to create your own exception by using throws, and what are the built-in exceptions available, and runtime built-in exceptions, how to pass rethrows the exceptions, and these sample programs related to finally all these programs you have learned, and right, these programs you have learned already. I don't want to explain. I will show you. You want this program? No, right? Let me take this is also you can understand, right? The difficult program here is it has the start from throws, right? Let me check this throws demo. Already I have shown. No, let me check. Yes, this program contains error. Let me check this program first. We will see whether it will work or not. Notepad or Notepad++? I think it is better to take notepad plus plus, right? Where is notepad plus plus? Let me take here. It's not there. Let me type NOTE. It is not there. Why it is not there? We already installed, right? It is not showing. Let me pick Citra. Here it is. Pro Notepad Portable, right? Let me send this icon to the desktop. Yes, portable we have installed. That is why. As here the Notepad plus plus is exist. I'm opening my editor. So now it is opening. Yes, I'm taking the file new and I'm pasting. Okay, so this already contains an error. This will not compile. Let me compile it. Let me check it. Throws demo. Copy and I'm saving. While saving, I have to ensure where I have to save. So it is in JDK bin folder. I'm storing throws demo.java. Okay, so better capital Java. Yes, I'm saved, right? And now I'm taking the command prompt. In the command prompt, we have to log out from default directory and log into the jdk 1.4/bin and compile it javac throws demo, right? throws throws demo.java. It consists of a error and will not compile, right? So it is showing this unreported exception, hence this will not execute. So it is showing compile time errors. Okay, already we have explained. To run that program properly, we have to copy this code. If you want to make this correct, then we will copy this, and I'm taking pad and I'm taking new file and I'm pasting and make it as a throws demo. Copy, right? And I'm once again saving. So ensure that you're storing in. Let me replace the old while with the new one. So it is showing yes. I'm coming here, right? I'm compiling the above only. Now it will execute. The old file is replaced with new file. Okay, does not happen. Sorry, throws demo. This I have to supposed to save, right? Sorry. Okay, this file I have not stored. Let me save it here, right? You're identifying here it has not stored. If you saved here, it will store. If you save here, it will store new one. In the place of new one, it will comes throws demo. Okay, now I'm closing this, otherwise it won't allow you to store this. Copying and I'm going save and saving .java will be replaced as. Now I'm coming here. Let me compile. So it is compiled now because no errors are exist. Java throws demo. So insert throws one, it has got, right? Whatever you have written, it will be shown. got it. And next, built-in exceptions. These are the exceptions of a new. Let me execute. This is always better. Let me take new file. I'm pasting and catch block. The continuation is there. I'm copying and I'm coming here and I'm pasting. Right. After pasting this, in which name I have to store? Test new exception. Copying and go to the file, save option. Ensure that you are saving in right folder. Test new exception. Okay, test new exception. I'm compiling. Test new exception dot java. No error. I'm running. Test new exception. Okay, new exception code, very small number. This is closing. Okay, next we will come this program. Let me copy once again. I'm taking the new notepad plus plus as a new file and I'm pasting, coming here, right in this. Okay, I'm pasting and save it with, what is the name of the file? Main method class exception demo. Right, exception demo consists of a main method. Copy and paste dot java. Yes, come here, compile it, exception demo dot java. No error. This I'm running demo. You run it. Right. So our programs are executing. Okay. Hence, these programs are executing. You can create your own exceptions. So these questions are asking in your theory and time it is asked. So we don't know which question will ask. Kindly go through these programs also. Okay, I'm pasting and moving to the next slide. It consists of a continuation of this program. Copying and comes here and I'm pasting and let me check where is the main method exist. Is there main method? Here it consists main method, so it has to supposed to save with throws my exception. Okay, these questions are, that is why very important. How to create your own exception, how to create your own exceptions. So to ensure and save and coming to here, what is this? Throw my exception. Throw my exception. Java C throw my exception dot java. No error. You're running. Exception. So it is showing throws throw, right? Okay, here I made a mistake. Please observe here. It is throw my exception. Okay. If you run, it will get the value of m is 100. This is finally. So that is this program. We have learned these programs and we have seen this program. I don't want to give the same program. To try these programs. Let me compile this folder. Okay, error 4. I'm copying and taking new file and pasting error 4.java. Okay, copying file, save, paste .java. Click the save. Java C error 4.java. Oh, this much of errors are exist. Please observe here. Okay. So now what we have to supposed to do? We have to rectify. All the mistakes has to be rectified. Okay. If you don't rectify, it won't execute properly. Wrong data type. Here Y. Here also Y. And where it is there, that's all. That's it. Now save it. Afterwards, come your prompt, compile it and run error 4 and press the enter. It is giving array index error and y is 2. Okay. Likewise, you can execute any number of programs whichever we have mentioned here. Okay. So that is the end of chapter 11, exception handling. This is a very important topic. You have to give more attention on this. Hope you have understand this concept. We will meet in the next chapter. Okay, what is that chapter? We will intimate you later. Thank you.